butt. Welcome to another episode of The Asylum with Harley and Joker. Let's see, Aaron, you're still kind of, I don't know where your video went, hun.
Well, now we get to hear. Now we get to hear his pretty voice without seeing his face, so it's all good. But
We'll just leave you there, and you're still there, but we can't see you.
Weird.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's throw up our content warning. Contains scenes that some viewers may find disturbing. That's just part of the asylum. We're disturbing altogether.
Harley, how dare you find
one person?
Harley, how dare you find King Joker's videos that he keeps private?
Well, we actually got flagged for King Joker's birthday celebration we did.
Boobs.
And none of that was anything to get flagged for. Everything was covered. I bet it was because we showed the guys and they weren't blurred.
You know, those manly nipples. What can I say?
Yeah, Aaron, you missed that one. That was we did a boob thing for
that
birthday.
That was a good 7 months ago, so yeah. But
okay, guys.
My birthday's coming up again in about 5 months, Harley's, or 4 months, so figure out what you want to do for that one.
Well, I'll do something good. You already know that. Okay, today's episode is
striptease.
Yeah, no, I'm too big for that type of shit.
No, not anymore. You ain't princess. Let's do it.
Yes, I am. I'm too big. Okay, but that ain't gonna happen. So just keep dreaming there. Okay, so today's episode is fact fiction or just completely fucked up, courtroom edition. So, Aaron, you don't know how our fact fiction or fucked up stories go. I'm gonna read some, and that list I sent earlier, that ain't the list no more. Just because of the fact.
Okay. You're assuming I looked at it anyways. That's your fault.
You don't ever look at any of that. But
I have kids, motherfucker.
Fact that, well, so do I, thank you, but mine are all older. But just because of the fact that on the fact fiction or completely fucked up episode, you have to guess if the story's real, fake, or just completely fucked up.
Well, everything's
we've had some really
social media.
Yeah, we've had some really messed up ones in the past. Like in the past, the guy in Britain climbed up on the roof of his neighbor's house and shit down his chimney.
Oh, that sounds like an ICP Christmas right there. That sounds like an ICP Christmas.
The guy came home and it was all over the floor of his living room.
That's awful.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And then
that's hilarious.
One guy died of asphyxiation because he put a condom over his head while he was masturbating.
It's called autoerotic asphyxiation. Yep. And a lot of guys are into it for some reason. I don't know why.
There was an episode on Shameless where the guy went into the bathroom, the mailman or the UPS guy, and did that with the belts around his neck in the bathroom.
There's a movie. Yeah. There's a movie called World's Greatest Dad, with Robin Williams as the star.
Yep.
And his son does that in the beginning of the movie.
Yep. Then he fixes
Wow.
it to make it look like his son committed suicide, and yeah.
He gets all the sympathy for it and everything, and he becomes like the world's greatest dad. And it's a really good Robin Williams movie for those who love him. That most people have never seen.
Yeah.
What's the name
Aaron,
of the movie?
I swear to God, Aaron, we're like brothers tonight. We're vibing and shit. Like, what the fuck?
I
The
know.
ghost
That's
Aaron.
much
He
different than
needs like
usual.
a he needs like a little picture there for him.
Put a picture of Condiment Man because that's his new name. Oh, I can actually see that, so that's good.
Yeah, at least it's something and not just a ghost. You might
Exactly.
need to change in your settings, your camera again.
It's a Wi-Fi issue. I don't think it's a camera issue.
Okay, well, our first story tonight is. Can we read the story? Okay, sat in a personal injury case where the plaintiff broke their leg in a collision, had a doctor on the stand as an expert. The woman's lawyer began questioning the doctor about their experience with the leg injury. He was a well known orthopedic surgeon in the area. She asks if he's ever treated a tibula fracture. The leg bones are tibula and fibula, to which he only answers no. Then he starts grilling him with questions about the tibula. After about 6 or 7 questions, she says, "How did you get your medical license? And have you been able to practice medicine this long if you've never treated a tibula fracture?" And begins a small rant about going after his credentials and those to give that gave it to him, to which he simply responds, "There is no bone named the tibula." The lawyer became beet red, and everyone in the room tried their best to keep from laughing, including the judge. So that's the thing. The lawyer was pronouncing the bone wrong.
Yeah, I was saying there's no such thing as a
Internet
tibula.
has crapped out. Yeah, it's what you thought it was, Jeremy. It's his internet. He'll be back.
Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as a tibula. That's,
Exactly.
I mean, I got tip U4, but not tibula. So, but yeah, I mean, it's no such thing as a tibula. It's fact. It's just fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, but I will say, based on everything that has happened to my wife since the C-section, American Medical Society is fucked these days. Like literally, Harley, my wife's kidney is in the wrong place and it's twisted since the
1
C-section,
second. You
and
talk.
she has that's what I'm doing, and she has a hernia on her freaking intestines since the C-section. Like American Medical Society is so fucked up nowadays, it's ridiculous. But at least we got you, my little angel. Yes, we did.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, just they're pushing since COVID. They're pushing doctors through college without the proper training. That's what it seems like. Because it's all young doctors that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yep, I know. I mean, I just turned 52 on the 16th of January.
That's funny. They've already closed the kids' schools for Tuesday and Wednesday.
What?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
supposed to drop below negative here on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Goddamn pussy ass schools.
So they've already closed my older 2 school. I see my younger ones coming next.
Well, I mean, there's no school tomorrow, obviously, because of the holiday. But my kids were damn sure, even though it's snowing here, and I almost just I was swerving on the way to this last delivery with my daughter, like freaking because of the snow. But I guarantee there'll be school Tuesday and Wednesday because they'll all be cleared up by then.
Well, they're doing it here because of the extreme wind chills.
I mean, we had freaking like cold ass days here a couple weeks ago. They didn't close no damn school. Out here in the east, we deal with that shit like a grin and a bear, like you're supposed to.
It's supposed to be below 0, isn't it?
Yeah.
So bundle your kids the fuck up. Goddamn pussy ass schools.
Okay, let's see. As soon as
as my grandfather would say, I used to swim to school when it flooded in -degree weather and still get to school on time.
Yeah, I used to have to walk to school in the snow, so
Yeah,
they never
schools are
closed the schools.
they're making all the kids be pussies nowadays. God damn it.
exactly. Okay, Aaron's back.
I'm back.
Oh, there's that pretty, almost bearded
Yeah.
face.
I had to
Welcome
restart
back.
it. I don't know what. Technology, we love it and we hate it.
Yep.
Okay. Is my video okay now?
Okay. Yeah.
Whoa, this guy looks like a freak already.
Yeah.
Is that a guy? Oh, yeah.
It looks like a female. Is that a female?
These days, you can't be too sure.
Right.
Whoa.
I can't hear anything, Harley.
You can't?
No,
Not
I hear
on
no
the
audio.
port, no.
No audio.
Why is it not doing audio?
Try closing it out and bring it back on again.
Because
Fucking
I didn't hear
StreamYard.
nothing either.
Sometimes StreamYard does this shit. What can you say?
Evie Mux does too. But I left Evie Mux for other reasons.
EV Mux is bullshit. It's not even a freaking studio. God damn it. I can't yell because I got a princess in my arms, but I would be yelling right now. Yeah, I know. Deep breaths.
My baby's 27. I'll love a baby and kiss a baby, and then you can have it back.
Yeah, this is my youngest. She's 2 months, and she likes to cuddle up on daddy and fall asleep anytime she can. So
Okay, let's see if you can hear this.
there we go.
Yeah, we can hear it now.
They got that photo of me with my short hair. Like, do they have access to Google?
This is Leonid Greiser,
Oh,
who's
that
on
ain't even
trial
what I
in Russia
wanted.
for stabbing.
What the hell,
That
Harley?
wasn't even the right one. Yeah, I know.
Oh. God damn it, Harley.
That
Let
was
you
the
host
one
a
I
show,
clicked.
and this is what happens. Jesus Christ.
I always host the show. Thank you.
To be discussed.
Here we go. That is the one I wanted.
In front of TV cameras, begging for his child back.
I want my kid back, man. That's my child, man. I want my kid, man.
The next day, the child's body was found in a nearby wooded area. The cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, which was later ruled a homicide. McNabb was arrested and charged with the murder of his own 2-week-old baby. After he was found
That's
guilty,
crazy.
we now move on to the sentencing. McNabb can then be heard claiming his innocence.
I'm innocent. I didn't do it. I've maintained that the whole time. I would never do this. That's all I got to say. I would never do it. I'm innocent.
And now the judge lets McNabb unknowingly choose his own sentence.
You claim you're innocent, so you tell me what sentence the man or woman that you claim did this should receive.
If you ever find out who did them, they deserve to be under the jail.
Okay, so they ought to get the maximum sentence.
Most definitely.
Okay, on the crime of malice murder, I sentence you to life in confinement without parole. On concealing the death of another, I sentence you to...
After McNabb was
Look at
handed
his
down the
face.
max
He's like,
sentence,
shit.
he was moved to state prison in Tryon, Georgia, where he is serving his life sentence. This is Franklin Williams, who is convicted of multiple felonies, including armed robberies and fleeing police in Cleveland, Ohio.
And on the dot again, I'm going to interrupt Mr. Williams. Listen to me. I'm going to gag you in 1 second.
Williams conducted 3 armed robberies before leading police on a high-speed chase. He was
Wait a minute. Are we not doing breaks in between cases to
now
talk
at
about
his
it?
sentencing. Williams would not stop talking, despite
He will
more than a
after this
dozen
one.
warnings from the judge.
Sure, we'll go back.
Convicted of
Okay, the first one. What do you think about the guy who...
I mean, his face is tattooed, so I automatically think he's guilty because only a sick fuck tattoos their own face. But
I mean, that has to hurt just to tattoo your face. Like,
exactly,
tattoos
exactly.
hurt, but
You're a twisted motherfucker if you're gonna let someone tattoo your forehead. Jesus Christ. But
and to be
I
able to
mean,
stay in that much pain.
but I don't know if he killed his own kid. Where the fuck's the evidence? Where the fuck is the proof? Like, that's what I want to know.
We're
I
only
mean,
seeing a little blurb too. We don't see all of that part.
I know, which is the fucked up part, Harley. You gotta bring me this shit, and you're not gonna bring me the evidence. Like, he's innocent until proven guilty in my mind.
Well, they found him guilty. He basically chose his own sentence.
Yeah,
He's
but
like, well, whoever did this deserves life in prison.
you can't. Yeah, okay, whoever did does deserve life in prison, but that doesn't mean it was him. If he's saying that, he most likely wasn't him, or he wouldn't be saying that unless he's just retarded. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but how many times have criminals said, "I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me," and then come to find out it was.
Yeah, the whole OJ thing, I know, but still, it's just
exactly.
But I mean, it's his own kid. It's not some random girl he was sleeping with. Like, it's his own kid. That's a different story than just like the
still on
OJ
that
thing.
same note, like there was a case here in Ohio of this little kid who went to school with my kids, and his mother took him to the house to watch the child while she had to work, and he ended up murdering the child and swore he didn't do it.
And that's sad. That's really sad.
Yeah. Well,
So
two
just 'cause he
weeks old,
said-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks old.
Just because-
I mean, 2 weeks, pretty disruptive after 2 weeks, and you're like, maybe he was at his wit's end. He didn't even know he did it.
No, I mean, at 2 weeks old,
Wow.
the baby I'm holding. Trust me, I was sleep deprived. I was tired as shit. I wasn't going to work even. I was just on paternity leave still at that point. This baby had me tired as shit. But I can never imagine hurting her. That would be. I mean, you have to have something loose in your brain to be willing to do that to a child.
I mean, he
Especially
did
that
have
age.
tattoos on his face, so there has to be something wrong with him in the first place.
Well, I mean, look at Mike Tyson. He has a face tattoo, and he's a pretty normal guy.
Yeah,
but didn't Mike Tyson bite someone's ear off?
That's called a boxing match, sweetie. Shit happens.
Yeah. Evander had it
And
coming.
he's got a lot of trauma to his head, so
He did.
I mean, you can't blame Tyson. He's a freaking sweet little daffodil.
Yeah,
but we're not saying Tyson's whacked in the head. We're saying this guy who
I know, but
he got those face
tattoos. You want to talk about face tattoos? You got to talk about Tyson. That's just the way it goes.
Hey, you're the one who brought up the face tattoos.
I mean, but just because he has, but I also said I don't think he murdered his own kid, because to do that is a whole nother level of depravity, and I don't see it just. And no, the way he's talking, I honestly think he's innocent. Like he said, I would give whoever did a maximum life sentence. He didn't say I did though, and he seems, the way he talks, he sounds perfectly sane. So I don't know. I mean, people make stupid decisions.
Yeah,
maybe he was wrong.
A lot of serial killers sound perfectly sane.
No. There is a
Dahmer
tone.
sounded pretty sane when he.
Nope. There was a tone to his voice, if you listen to him talking, that you could tell something was off. It's tones. You have to listen to the tone of their voice. Trust me, I've watched a lot of serial killer documentaries in my last 20 years, and you have to listen to the tone of their voice, and that's how you tell. This guy just sounded like a father who was looking to put a maximum life sentence on whoever freaking killed this kid, and I would do the same thing. I mean, I would easily say if anyone killed my kids, they better get a maximum life sentence, or I'm gonna freaking take care of them myself, but with a goddamn hammer. But
Exactly. Okay, let's move to the next one.
Multiple felonies, including armed robberies and fleeing police in Cleveland, Ohio.
Again, I'm going to interrupt. Mr. Williams, listen to me. I'm going to
Holy
gag
Trex.
you in 1 second.
Williams conducted 3 armed robberies before leading police on a high-speed chase. He was later arrested and convicted. Now, at his sentencing, Williams would not stop talking, despite more than a dozen warnings from the judge.
You not let me. That means zip it right now. You trying to? Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Here we go.
This resulted in the
Did you
judge
hear him?
ordering
That's a
Williams'
violation
mouth
of
to be
HIPAA
taped
laws.
shut.
Apparently, he doesn't know what HIPAA is.
You're gonna have that.
It has nothing to do with the courtroom.
Oh, they taped his mouth. That's awesome.
At a following court appearance, Williams has something to share with the judge and cameras.
Freedom of speech, no duct tape with the hashtag.
Aside from all the interruptions, the judge can hand down Williams' sentence.
I would face the potential maximum consecutive sentence of 134 years. I ordered a 24-year sentence.
Whoa.
After Williams received a 24-year prison sentence, the judge later apologized for the duct tape and threw out that sentence. He then appointed a new judge, where she sentenced him to 33 years behind bars. This is Camia Gamut, who is charged with the...
Pause.
Now that's some fucked up shit.
What did he do? It didn't even say.
Yeah, it did. He had
Armed
multiple felony
Armed
charges,
robbery.
and
Oh, yeah.
other convictions
Yeah.
against him.
Okay, so he deserves 34 years then. Armed robbery, you get 37 years. You're freaking good.
Well, I mean,
But
whatever it was
HIPAA,
34 years of consecutive sentences if he was convicted of everything. So it must
But
have
you
been
know, if
bad.
he would have just sat there and been quiet, he would have only got 24.
Yep,
Right.
he was stupid. He was stupid because he pissed off the judge so much that the judge thought he couldn't do the case anymore, and he passed on to a new judge who gave him worse.
Well,
Like,
no,
that's
the
his-
judge threw out the case because he duct
Because of the
taped
duct-
his mouth because he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah. And
But
in that
it's-
case,
it's good-
at least the judge was
it's
smart
good-
enough to recuse himself and
It's 'cause he
replace
pissed off the
himself
judge.
with
Yeah.
another judge.
Otherwise, he couldn't win. He couldn't win for an appeal and got it approved because of duct tape in the
Right.
mouth. So
And been
But if
right
he
out
would
for
have
another
just
couple
shut up the
felonies.
whole time, he would have only got 24 years.
I mean,
Yeah.
24 years is still long. Trust me, 24 years in
Yeah,
prison is
24,
freaking.
37, it's all the same. Yeah.
That's a quarter of your life right there.
Yeah. Well, and he looked like
Depending
he was
in
in
Cleveland,
his
it's probably
late
less than that.
30s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's Harley's
We ain't
ex.
talking about Cleveland here, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't
It's
want to go
Harley's
to prison in
ex.
Cleveland. My sister works at prison down over in central Ohio there. I wouldn't want to go there either.
Okay, here we go. To the next one. This woman looks
This
kind
is Camia Gamut, who is charged with the murder of her boyfriend
scary.
in Jackson, Mississippi. Reportedly, the attack happened during an argument between the two individuals and ended with the boyfriend being violently stabbed to death. Gamut was
Oh,
arrested
damn.
on first-degree murder charges.
She
In
looks
court,
mean.
Gamut would claim her murder was in self-defense and her boyfriend was attacking her. But in the end, she was found guilty of murder.
The way I was portrayed, mostly everything was lies. There was a little bit of truth, but mostly I was convicted off of lies.
There was
We
a
now
little
move
bit of
into the
truth.
sentencing, where Gamut reportedly kept interrupting the judge.
You're gonna shut your mouth, or I'm gonna have to duct tape put on it.
With Gamut showing no remorse, the judge had some final words.
What is it with judge
You
and
stab,
duct tape
you
on your
stab,
mouth?
You stabbed until he was dead. I agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well. You know, if this was a death penalty state, you'd be getting the chair.
In the end, Gamut was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
I mean, but we don't know what the boyfriend actually did to her. That's the problem I have with this. We don't know what the boyfriend actually did to her. He might have actually been beating the shit out of her, and she might have been doing it for self-defense.
That would have come up, though, I would think. That kind of thing, especially in that kind of case. If it was self-defense, there would
It
have been...
might have come up. It might have come up. You don't know what the fuck they put in these horrible ass clips on Facebook or on YouTube, whatever. You don't know what they put on them. They might cut that part.
It's all for clicks.
That part out.
It's all for clicks.
But there's still a time of overkill. Okay, so stabbing him a couple times, yeah. But from the way they said it, she kept stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing.
Harley,
The point,
Harley, if your husband was attacking you repeatedly over time, would you not get to the point where you snap and stab him until you can't stab anymore?
Possibly, but see, like in her little comment, she said, well, some of it, a little bit of it was true
Yeah, the part where she stabbed him probably was true,
of what they'd
but
said about her.
Yeah, the stabbing part.
we don't know why, and we don't know how many times. I mean, see, this is looking at cases from like a freaking Facebook reel maker's freaking eyes, and it's bullshit. Like or YouTube video maker's eyes. Like it's not looking at the full case even really. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, when I first saw her, I'm like, what'd she kill her man by? Sitting on his face for too long? But I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'd have to have more info to really say whether she's guilty or not. I really would have to have more info.
Maybe he bit her thumb off and spit it on the floor.
I mean, I know
that's only
plenty.
in Florida.
That's a different story. That's in Florida, right?
I mean,
yeah, that was Florida, man.
I know plenty of women who put up with shit for their boyfriends they shouldn't have to, and if they want to kill them because of that, I don't hold no grudge to them for that, because men can be shit sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, men can be shit. There's a lot of shit men out there, a lot. So I can't 100% blame a woman for doing what she gotta do to survive. Like, I can't.
Exactly.
And I mean, trust me, in prison she ain't gonna be having no hard time. She can be finding some girlfriend in there who's gonna take care of her. So you know.
I mean, she kind of does look like a man, so she'll be.
I didn't think. I mean, I didn't think that. I thought she was just a BBW. But okay.
Okay, here we go.
This is Kimberly Kessar, who is charged with the murder of her coworker in Nassau County, Florida.
And they got her strapped to the chair.
Kessar was working at a Tangles hair salon under a fake name. She reportedly was on the run for 25 years and wanted in several states. She wouldn't be found until she brutally murdered her coworker with scissors and allegedly disposed of her body. This is Kessar after she was arrested and awaiting trial.
Are we on mute anyway, so I can say whatever the I want?
We're not on mute.
Oh, okay.
And this is what it was like to supervise her in jail.
And removed feces from styrofoam trays in the back of her cell and smeared on herself on the walls. She began to throw feces at Smith, Miller, and I.
Now, in the trial, she had to go to a separate room due to her outbursts.
I refuse them. I have refused them. I refuse the public defender's office. They appointed Jolie Cummings' cousin as my public defender. What, you don't want the public to know that?
And she continuously made false claims about her former public defender.
Jordan Beard is Jolie Cummings' cousin. Jordan Beard is Jolie's cousin.
She was later found guilty of first-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison without parole.
All right, that bitch be crazy.
Just looking at her.
She was on the run for 25 years and had multiple arrest warrants out for herself before she killed the woman, you know?
I mean,
and then throwing the feces.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to wake my baby up, I'd be applauding her for being on the run for 25 years, because that's an accomplishment right there on its own. But I mean, any criminal who wants to play their own feces, you obviously have something wrong with you, and you're obviously demented. So
unless you're
rubbing it on yourself.
Yeah, unless you're just trying to play the insanity card and get away with being, you know, I'm insane. So none of that stuff applies
just looking
to me.
at her, you could tell she's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say that, I mean, all I can think of is Stan Smith, like pulling the "I'm possessed by a demon" card and running around the church, like throwing up and freaking acting insane. So, you know.
Yeah, that was a hilarious episode. Okay,
classic. First season classic. But yeah.
This is Kyandria Cook, who was found guilty of carjacking charges in Volusia County, Florida. 18-year-old Cook and her then 17-year-old
Florida
boyfriend
case
had used a dating app to set up a carjacking, where the boyfriend
Hmm.
reportedly shot the victim, leaving him seriously injured. After fleeing the scene and being on the run, the pair attempted another carjacking just 2 days later, but they were arrested. Now in court, Cook stands in front of the judge for her involvement in the theft and shooting.
She guilty of all three charges, sentence you to 20 years in state prison.
That is Cook's mother that can be heard crying.
For raising kid.
Reportedly, the reason for this very emotional outburst is there was a miscommunication with the assistant public defender, where Cook and her mother thought she wouldn't face any prison time.
No prison time for 2 carjackings.
Yeah.
Cook's sentence was later reduced to 11 years in prison. This is Jacob Morgan, who at
I mean,
a new Uber app came out of this, right? There's Uber, Uber Black, and Uber Jack.
Well, no, they went on a dating app and set it up.
So it was a car. It was a car. Wasn't it a rideshare app? She said.
No,
they
dating.
went on a dating app.
Oh, it was a dating app. Okay.
Like
So
she was on a
it's-
dating app.
Okay, I see.
So it's fuck. What the fuck rhymes with oh.
Sorry, Jack.
It's a Tinder misdemeanor. There you go. I didn't think it would rhyme for Tinder, but yeah. I don't know. Her name alone makes me think she's guilty. Who has a name
And
like
then
that?
not
Jesus
even
Christ.
2 days later, they try it again.
Yeah.
Idiots. I mean,
Really?
double jeopardy is one thing, but you don't fucking do something stupid like that.
Okay, this is Jacob Morgan.
At 17 years old, was found guilty of setting a house fire that... This is Jacob Morgan, who at 17 years old was found guilty of setting a house fire that killed a family member in Rock Hills, South Carolina. Morgan was left alone to look after his 14-month-old stepbrother, and reportedly, prosecutors said Morgan intentionally set the fire that killed his family member. In court, Morgan is at a probable cause hearing. Listen as the judge speaks.
So therefore, I am going to find that there is probable cause to charge the individual for General Sessions Court.
Oh my God, that face.
Morgan settled for a plea deal where he pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and unlawful neglect of a child. However, he stated he loved his brother and he always maintained his innocence.
I love my brother. I still do to this very day. He's my best friend. To kill him, to kill him in pieces myself.
He cut his fag hair off. Lovely.
Morgan was sentenced to 15 years in prison, but after serving only 7 years, he reportedly was released. This is Ignacio.
Boss. I mean, okay, yeah, he looked like a fucking faggot in the beginning, but what did he do? He killed his brother?
Burned a house down.
He started a fire that killed his brother.
I mean,
an infant, a 14-month-old, and that was his best friend.
But why did he kill? Why did he start the fire? That's what I want to know. Or did he start on purpose, or was it like
he had mental health issues?
Well, I mean, obviously, look at his reaction, obviously, but
I mean, that face he made when the sentence got told.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, he looks like a wannabe Jacob from Twilight before he got buff.
Or he looks like the animated character from the Gorillaz video.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
You kind of. I mean, maybe while he's in prison getting butt raped, he could sing "I Feel Good."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is Ignacio Rodriguez, who is the suspect in the death of his 4-month-old son in San Antonio, Texas.
Another one.
Reportedly, the child suffered a fractured skull and severe bleeding to the brain. Rodriguez was the lead suspect and was taken into custody. Now in court, Rodriguez stands in front of the judge where he is now facing a capital murder charge. But reportedly, he instead pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of intentional or knowing injury to a child causing serious bodily injury.
Mr. Rodriguez,
How is that
how do you
lesser
plead?
charge?
Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
The judge now hands down his
And he
sentence.
pled guilty.
It is the order of the court that you be sentenced to 50 years confinement.
But this is the moment that the baby's mother confronts Rodriguez.
I hate more than anything what you did to her son, and for that I can never see myself forgiving you. You were supposed to be our protector, not the one to break our hearts.
When the mother starts talking about her other child, Rodriguez insists that she tells the truth.
As she gets older, she will start asking questions.
Tell her the truth. Tell her the truth. Tell her the truth.
So the
Tell
baby
her
mama
everything she's
probably
supposed to
did
be. Tell her the whole truth. Don't lie to her. Tell her the whole truth. Tell her the whole truth. The whole truth.
Court officials quickly remove Rodriguez out of the courtroom.
Tell her the whole truth. Tell her the whole truth.
He is currently serving his 50-year prison sentence.
She
What
did it.
is-
He covered her.
She did
Yeah,
it. He
that's it.
covered for her.
That's my thinking 100%. What the fuck is the whole truth? And why would he be saying that over and over again unless she did something and he's just taking the blame for it? Like fucking nah. What was it? His 2-month-old daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
4,
no.
2 or 4. It was a little still.
No. Nobody could ever hurt their 2-month-old daughter if they're mentally
That's what I'm
sane.
saying. He has to be covering for her.
100%.
For him to be blurt that
I mean,
out in the court like that.
Maybe she had postpartum or some shit and she did something stupid and he's just taking the blame for it. But Jesus Christ, no, that's insane.
Okay, guys. Well, that is it for this episode of The Asylum with Harley and Joker. Tune in Friday night. It is our bracket. We are doing a serial killer bracket.
And I guarantee most people on this bracket have not heard of 90% of the serial killers. But yes,
Don't forget to post it in the chat so that they can see who they are.
I run out of time to do anything with this little bundle of joy right here, so I will try.
Okay, guys. We will see you Friday. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.